welcome to Beyond the Plastic. My name is Leon Odenbrett. I am here today on Tactics Tuesday to talk about the tactics for TI4, particularly the Arborec clan. And I just had a recent game playing as Arborec in the POK, the Prophecy of Kings expansion, and these guys are ridiculous. They're so much fun to play. They have to be one of my favorite teams, one of my favorite factions to play. I'm going to just run through I'm going to replay essentially what I did my first two rounds, and you guys are going to just be blown away by how it all worked. So, the first thing that I did, or first thing I have to say is Arborec is not, what are they good at? And everybody thinks that Arborec is bad at everything, but I'll tell you, Arborec is actually really good at producing troops. And with POK, they made it so that they can produce troops quickly. Not only that, but they can populate an area faster than anybody else, as you're about to see. And when I play Arborec, I really try to get technology. And the reason I try to get technology is if you can get Sarween tools before you move, you're set. This game, I happen to be blessed. The first person took leadership, so the second person I took technology. So we're going to cut over to just a kind of a simulation of what happened. And here's what the board looked like. I went back and validated that this is the exact lineup. As you can tell, I got freaking lucky. I got some of the best tiles in the game. Though, all the new ones, the ones that had the specialties in them, are over on the other side of the board, and I was not able to touch those. So, what I did is I've got tokens here for command counters, 3 tokens here for tactics. And we're going to run through what happened. So the turn one, before anything started, I started whispering to my neighbor on this side, that he was the Hakan, and I was saying, hey, if I can pull off something, would you broker the deal for me? I'll make sure you get a trade good. And he said, sure. I said, but more than that, you have to promise me that you'll trade with me, 3 for 3, when trade pops. And he said, of course. So the turn came around, and it came up to me, and I held up technology, and I said, I'm going to play technology unless you guys can convince me not to. And they started, talking back and forth. And I said, how about this? If everybody gives one trade good to Hakan when trade goes off, and whoever has trade gives everybody, refreshes everything, and then Hakan can give me 3 of them, and he keeps 1 for brokering the deal. And they begrudgingly accepted, and I was relieved because that really helped me. So I know I now have a trade partner, and I'm going to get my 3 trade goods, and I know I'm going to get 3 trade goods from everybody else. So that puts me at 6 trade goods. And I have a planet that has 3 production on it. So my very first thing that I do is I pull off the agent. And if you see, as an action, I can exhaust this card and choose any non-fighter ship in a player system and replace that ship with one that from the reinforcements that costs up to 2 more. So I'm going to take out my cruiser, and I am going to put in a carrier. That was my turn 1. Then I went back to number 1, and they went through, and this time trade was popped, and they gave me my trade goods. Everybody made their available trades. They brokered it through. Through the guy with trade, and I was able to get what I needed. Then it came to me, and I popped technology. And because I had the 6 trade goods, I turned over my planet and spent 3 trade goods to get 2 technologies. I got Sarween tools, obviously, And then the other one I got was this bad boy, AI development algorithm. And what this happens is when you upgrade a technology, you may ignore any one prerequisite. And then when you have more than one units are being produced, you may reduce that cost by the number of combined produced units of that technology. So essentially what that means is if I have 5 unit upgrades, I can get 5 reduction in cost. So that was the reason I was planning on doing it, not for the reason that ended up happening in the next round. So it went around, and thank God nobody took any of my close planets, and I was able to move. So my first move, I used a command counter. Whoops. We got to go to the screen so you can see me. I take a tactics command counter and place it here. And I take one of my carriers and a fighter, just for a little bit of protection. Not that it's a lot of protection, but what happens is once I get here, if you go down the sheet on what you're supposed to do on your phase, place the command counter, move, space battle, ground battle, then produce. Well, I place the command counter, I moved, I now have something there that has production. Guess what? Using Sarween tools, I doubled up. Person next to me, or the next round, somebody popped warfare. I followed, and I spent my last 3 trade goods to create a destroyer, carrier, and 2 infantry. Next turn comes, and it comes up to me, and it came up to me, and I activate this system. I move my carrier, the fighter, 2 troops. Guess what? I now have that, so I can pop Sarween again and get 2 more troops. I am now sitting at 10 of the 12 troops I need to get my commander. So what's next? Okay, next turn comes around. I can obviously do something. Guess what? I pass. Reason, I need to keep everything. I've spent all my money. I'm sitting in a good place. Next time goes around, and I'm thinking I'm sitting in a pretty good place. The person next to me took number 2, which is you can refresh planets, and or diplomacy number 2, and so I'm sitting here. Everything has been taken except for warfare, imperial, and production. I haven't followed on a production yet because I wanted to keep my tokens just in case. I knew that I was going to be scrimping by until I captured the next planets. So that's what we're doing. And so I decided I was going to take warfare. First turn running around. And so we got to clean these off. And I can place 2 of them, and I place them both in my tactics pool. First thing that I do, I activate this system here. Once again, I move the ship, 2 troops, fighter, and I produce 2 more troops. I have now unlocked my commander. Not that that's important here. And it went around, and believe it or not, the guy that popped Number 2, so I got Mir and Aaron as everything's refreshed right now. And he did it because he had a good system right next to Mecatol that he wanted to produce on. So that gets rid of my last strategy token. Now, I'm sitting with I'm sitting with 13 total trade goods. Comes up to me, or not trade goods, 13 total things. Before it got to me, trade went off. I was only able to pull off 2. I had to do a 3 for 2 with Hakan in order to get anything done, and actually to get refreshed and then get my stuff back. So, or not with Hakan, with Barony. They had it. We were neighbors, and so we did a 3 for 2. Comes to my turn. I now have 2 plus the 13. I have 15 total. And what do? I activate this system. Carrier. Or 1 troop, I'm sorry. No, 2 troops, I'm sorry. Fighter. And I bring all the way from back here both my fighter and my destroyer. Oh, my cruiser and my destroyer. I left my destroyer back, I'm sorry. I should have brought my destroyer with me because no one is threatening my home base, but for some reason I wanted to protect it. Because I've got that, I get 2 free troops because of Sarween tools. So I'm going to add 2 to this. And then it comes time to go around in warfare. I take this token off. Somebody pops technology, and I take War Sons. That takes me from 15 down to 11. But it's actually going to be, from 16 down to 12. I have 1, 4, 5, 8, 10, 13, plus my 2 trade goods, 15. I pop this planet and go 1 trade good, so that means it's 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Leaves me with 12, which is perfect. And it comes back up to me. It is my turn. I activate Mecatol. I move this. Produce free 2 more. And because I'm there and I have 3 troops, I can produce three things. I put a War Sun. Round 2, I'm open, fairly well open. People can take me pretty easily, but I'm sitting on Mecatol with a War Sun. And next turn, unless they take one of my big systems, I'm going to be sitting with another War Sun real quick. Protection will be easy, but I'm out of tokens, and I need to but now I can spend Mecatol and Mir to get 3, actually Mecatol, Mir, and Armand to get 4 total tokens on top of the 2 that I'm going to get back. So my economy is going to grow back up. But that is the story of how I went 2 rounds with Arborec and got a War Sun on Mecatol without being contested. Thanks, you guys, and I'll talk to you later once again. This is Leon from Beyond the Plastic, and I'm glad that you're here with me today, and I'd like to share more of these things with you when they happen. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.